Working because there's always somewhat a delay when I start the stream. Just want to make sure it shows up on my stream feed, and it has. So, hello everyone. We're gonna be doing a chill stream today after a disappointing performance at the mid-season showdown yesterday. So hopefully we can have a little fun, and I'm gonna be using my team that I was planning to bring yesterday, that I had built up until about 3 o'clock in the morning the night before, or that morning. And I ended up not bringing it, English already in the stream, and I ended up bringing a variation of the Bubble Ducks team that I've been using at a couple of tournaments. This was a team that I had put together because I feel like Mimikyu Snorlax is so overwhelmingly powerful. It's just powerful. Christ almighty, I can't even speak. And lo and behold, it wins Vancouver Regionals on River Davis's team. So I should have brought it yesterday. I even lost to this team yesterday as well. I did not have a Persian. It was just Mimikyu Snorlax, but Persian it supports the Mimikyu and the Snorlax so much. River Davis actually has a Mimikyu and a Persian as well, but his Mimikyu has a Fairyum Z, in which mine does not. It actually has the Ghostium Z to basically get up a Ghost Z bond, Ghost Destiny bond, or Z Destiny bond, and go for the Trick Room on the following turn, get up a Belly Drum with Snorlax, and basically sweep from that point on. And of course, I have the other Pokemon at support on the team. I have Arcanine for the coverage for, like, you know, Kartanas and Celesteelas, and it also gets the Intimidate support for the Snorlax. And I just like the Feeny. It prevents my Snorlax from getting burnt because I also do run the Return. I don't run Facade because Facade, I was running a Facade on the one Snorlax that I was using at Hartford Regionals, and it was just a little too weak. It actually didn't pick up KOs on Pokemon that I expected it to pick KOs on. So I was like, alright, just going to run Return. I don't necessarily run Feeny all too often. I don't think I've ever used it as of yet. Because I'm pretty comfortable using Coco, and if I'm not using Coco, I'm usually using Lele. I've yet to use Feeny or Bulu, so that was another reason why I was like, I don't feel too comfortable with this team because I don't really know what Feeny can do. I do have Haze on Feeny. One of the reasons why I have Haze on Feeny, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell do you have Haze on Feeny for? Because you have a Belly Drum Snorlax. Why would you ever want to reset that? Well, if I don't put Haze on Feeny, and if I don't bring Mimikyu to the game, which normally I always bring the Mimikyu to the game, where the Mimikyu gets KO'd, I really have no way of dealing with EV teams. I mean, I could just lead the Feeny. If the EV decides to speak of the devil, if the Feeny, if the EV decides it wants to extreme Evo boost, I can just oh goodness, I can just Haze. But looking at his team, and he has the entire left side that hard checks Feeny, like hard checks Feeny. The Kartana, the Xurkitree, and the Tapu Koko. So as the Lele, the Eevee, and the Mimikyu. It's a weird team because all of these Pokemon do not support Eevee very well. Normally you would want to have like Smeargle with Spore and Follow Me, Clefairy with Follow Me. None of these Pokemon have that. Maybe he's going to go for like a Destiny Bond with his Mimikyu, but he can't go for a Z Destiny Bond because he has to go for the Z move on this Eevee. I'm interested to see what's going to happen right here. But I really see no reason not to lead Mimikyu and the Persian, actually, because I feel like if I were him, I would lead the Coco and the Kartana. I can get a Fake Out and then go for the Never-Ending Nightmare into the Kartana. And I like that play. Yeah, I'm just going to go with it. So, I said I was going to go with it. I am going to go with it. I really don't feel comfortable bringing Feeny in this matchup. And I'm going to bring the Arcanine. I don't have Smart Strike on my Kartana, and it's fairly weak. It's a subset with the Gracium Z, so I can get off pretty powerful Bloom Dooms. And it's basically like a hard check to the Feenies, because my team really doesn't have too much for Feeny, as you could see, other than the Kartana, and the Gracium Z basically ensures a Oko on the Feeny. So he's going to lead Eevee and Tapu Koko, so very, very odd lead, to say the least. Question is, like, who would he switch into in the back? Communication with the other trainer was interrupted. Okay, so we're just not even going to be able to find out what that team does, and I was pretty interested to see what that team does. Our opponent DCs, so we're going to end up picking up a win for that game. I guess a much-deserved win. I'd much have rather played that person, because I wanted to see what that team did. Like, I'd only imagine that the Koko would have went for like a Volt Switch and then Extreme Evo Boost, but I had a Persian on the field, so he had to expect the Fake Out, so probably protect the Eevee, and then gone for like a Thunderbolt into my Persian or something like that, and even at that, if it was Life Orbed, it still wouldn't have taken it out. I don't know, it's interesting. Very, very interesting, because Koko really doesn't have any other supportive moves. It's usually just used as an all-out attacker. Alright. So we're going to hop into our next game right here. That'll probably give us some points. It'll update in just a bit. So we're breaking even with our record. So Moon from Japan, 1581. Moon's going to have a team of Tapu Bulu, Gastrodon, Neolego, Arcanine, Celesteela, and Porygon 2. I said that completely out of order, and I don't know why. But it's pretty interesting team. Pretty Trick Roomy. 2 Trick Room setters being that in the Neolego and the Porygon 2. If I would suspect it's probably end up going to be the Porygon 2 that's going to be brought right here, because the Mimikyu can't really touch it, especially if it's Ghost EMZ, in which mine is. So I could definitely see the Porygon 2 being brought here. Celesteela for my Snorlax as well. Probably the Arcanine for Intimidate support, and how about the Tapu Bulu? Alright, so how do we want to deal with that? So I feel like the Persian in front is a pretty good option, although I really can't do much against this Porygon 2. I don't think he's going to want to set up the Trick Room for me. If anything, he's probably going to end up wanting to reverse the Trick Room. I'm going to lead Persian, Snorlax, bring the Mimikyu in the back so I can get Trick Room support too. I can always Fake Out, Quash, Parting Shot with my Persian, get a Belly Drum up with my Snorlax early on. He's probably going to end up leading with the Celesteela. If not, he's going to be switching it in. Arcanine's going to be brought right here. So I'm going to bring the Feeny in the back right here. I gotta watch out for that Tapu Bulu, I know. But if I can get my Snorlax at +6 without the Tapu Bulu being on the field, I could probably take it out. Under the Trick Room, of course, and then quashing it as well. And Quash is not necessarily a move that you see all too often on Persians, or at least I haven't seen it all too much on Persians. You've been seeing it fairly frequently, I would say. I mean, you had a Murkrow in top 4 at Vancouver Regionals today with Quash. You had a Persian on River Davis's team with Quash. So this is definitely going to be a Bloom Doom set right here with the Tapu Bulu. And I can only imagine he's going to go into the Snorlax with it. Alrighty. So question is, who do I want to Fake Out right here? I feel comfortable faking out the Tapu Bulu because it's going to be able to allow me to get up my Belly Drum. So Arcanine, he can go for a Will-O-Wisp with his Arcanine. But I'm just going to have to call him on that. He might just go for a Flare Blitz. I'm going to Fake Out and I'm going to Belly Drum right here. It's a pretty safe play. Tapu Bulu won't be able to get off a Bloom Doom into my Snorlax the following turn. I can go for a Quash and then a return into the Bulu. I think even being burned, that will still knock it out. But if not, we'll be able to tell now, won't we? Alright, let's see what our opponent wants to do right here. He's definitely thinking about this turn. I'm going to Fake Out into the Bulu. I didn't expect either one of them to go for a Protect. He's going to go for a Flare Blitz into the Snorlax. Okay, understandable. Hopefully he doesn't get a burn. No, he's going to go for it into the Persian. Okay, that's fine. Burn doesn't really mean... Well, actually, it does. Burn does affect Foul Play's damage. Although I use my opponent's attack stat, my Persian being burned still affects the damage output of Foul Play, which is kind of unfortunate because Foul Play is definitely a good option against Arcanines. It usually does around about 40 to 30% depending on their EV investment. Alright, so we're going to benefit from the grassy terrain right here a bit. We're so on his side. Tapu Bulu is going to be back at full health. Now, if I were him, I would switch in Another Flare Blitz should take me out. If I were him, I would switch in the Celesteal onto the Tapu Bulu slot, and I honestly think he's going to do that. But, I mean, if he does that, there's really nothing I can do because it's the most safe play. Tapu Bulu is definitely the most threatening thing on the field to my Snorlax right now. But I think that's the play I'm going to have to go for because what he could do is he can go for another Flare Blitz and then my Persian. It still won't be able to take me out. Grassy Terrain will be able to heal me up, although I'm burnt. I'm just going to go for it. He doesn't know I have Quash, so let's see if he decides to stay in. Let's go for the Hail Mary. Tapu Bulu can also just protect. Arcanine's actually going to protect, so not the threatening one on the field right now. So we're going to get a Quash off into the Bulu, and then we're going to go for the return. This will knock out the Bulu. So we're at +6 right now. We're not at +5. Although the Arcanine did get an Intimidate down on my Snorlax, we maximize our attack when we get a Belly Drum off. Therefore, we're at +6 at that point, regardless of the prior Intimidate. So, I don't know why the Arcanine went for a Protect. Again, it's not going to do too much to my Snorlax. Maybe bring me down to half at most. I am mostly defense investment in my Snorlax. And a Flare Blitz wouldn't even have taken out my Persian because the Grassy Terrain plus Burn is canceling each other out. And I think you know what, another Flare Blitz would probably take me out because I didn't consider the fact that the Grassy Terrain recovery is actually giving me more health. Alright, so there's an easy play right here. You go for a Quash onto the Arcanine and go for a return into the Arcanine because anything that switches in is not going to be able to take a... It's not going to be able to take a return. If I were him, I would switch something else other than the Celesteal in on the Celesteal slot. He's probably going to go for... Probably end up going to go for a Leech Seed on my Snorlax. That's fine. I have a free play of going for a return and a Squash right here into the Arcanine. So let's see if the Arcanine decides he wants to go for a double protect. He's going to forfeit? That makes no sense to me. I mean, granted I'm at +6, but I definitely wouldn't have been able to pick up the KO onto the Celesteela. I didn't necessarily have anything in the back that could really hit the Celesteela very hard, other than maybe my Mimikyu with a Never-Ending Nightmare, and at that point it really doesn't hit the Celesteela that hard either, especially considering the fact that Celesteelas, where a majority of them are defensive along the special side. They're specially oriented. So that was an odd forfeit, but I'm not going to complain about that because we're going to get a win for that. So we're breaking even right now on our record. We actually should be 14 and 13 with the disconnect. We're at 15 and 1,510 right now. Why not? So why not? So we have another Persian and Snorlax. So it's Persian and Snorlax. This Persian to me is probably going to end up having Quash. Eli the Epic, thank you for the follow, dude. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining the stream. It's definitely going to have Quash because there's nothing else on his team that can set up a Trick Room or have speed control other than maybe the Ninetales with Icy Wind. Pheromosa is what's actually scaring me a lot right now. I don't have any weather control, so he can get up essentially can get a free Aurora Veil up. If I were him, I would lead Ninetales and the Pheromosa because the Pheromosa threatens an Oko on the Persian, and I'm forced to fake out into it, break a potential Focus Sash, and then he gets up an Aurora Veil. Or if I fake out into the Ninetales, he doesn't get an Aurora Veil up, but then he gets the Oko onto my Persian. I'm going to lead the Mimikyu as well. I can possibly set up a Trick Room too. And what else? What else do I want to bring? You know what? Arcanine in the front actually isn't that bad of an idea too, because then I could Flare Blitz. Blizzards won't be doing too much to me. I'm going to bring the Snorlax in the back. Oh, no. Why? Why? Really? Though? The summary screen. The summary screen, though. Oh my goodness. They have to take that button, like, put it nowhere near selecting the Pokemon. Now we're going to bring our top 4 Pokemon, which I don't believe is Snorlax. It's going to be like Kartana and Feeny, I think, that's going to be brought right here. No. All right. So were we able to pick it quick enough? Let's see who we have in the back. Yep, so Mosa and Ninetales is going to lead right there. That was pretty obvious. Let's see who we have in the back. I believe I wanted to pick Arcanine and the Snorlax. If it's not either one of them, then I'm going to be pretty upset. Okay, it is both of them. All right. So, who's going to be faster, do you think? Do you think the Mimikyu will be faster than the Ninetales? Because I am actually a max speed Mimikyu. Don't necessarily know how fast Ninetales is. Majority of the Ninetales setting up Aurora Veils nowadays are bulky, so they don't invest as much in speed. And then I can taunt it. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to fake out the Pheromosa, break a potential Focus Sash, and then I'm going to taunt. Pheromosa is going to protect. Okay, could have went for the fake out into the Ninetales, but hopefully I'm banking on that we're faster. So fake out's going to go out. Come on, be faster, Mimikyu. Ninetales is going to Blizzard. Okay. So that's actually not bad. That's not the worst thing that could happen, because the Blizzard's not going to take out my Mimikyu. He's probably going to go for like a high jump kick or something like that. So he can't set up a Aurora Veil now, and he can't protect. So Most is faster. That's fine. Persian is faster than Ninetales. Well, Ninetales is not going to hit by Hail, but Persian should be faster than Ninetales to begin with. So I'm going to go for a parting shot right here. Question is, who do I want to go into? I think going into the Snorlax would be a good call right here, because the Blizzard won't be doing too much either. I'm almost 100% positive that Persian is faster than Ninetales, so I'm going to go for this play right here. Can't protect the parting shot away. Protect on the Ninetales right now. It doesn't really make any sense. Pheromosa being Fighting Z does make the most sense, because you don't want to have a Focus Sash on the Pheromosas on a Hal team. And I'm actually going to go for a Z Destiny Bond right here. Yeah, that makes the most sense, because that will redirect a fighting type attack away from my incoming Snorlax. And if he wants to prevent me from getting up a Trick Room, then he's going to have to take out my Mimikyu. Speed Swap. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to set up the Trick Room. So we're going to get a parting shot into the Snorlax right here. So it's going to be a Belly Drum set with Speed Swap. Doesn't make sense to have Curse on a Speed Swap set. Question is, who? I'm not going to bring in the Arcanine right now, because he could just easily go for a Belly Drum, which is fine, because then my Snorlax will be able to underspeed. Okay. And we'll be able to tell the speed tiers right here who's faster between the Pheromosa and the Snorlax, but my Snorlax should be slower than his Pheromosa, because I am min speed. So we're going to get off the Z Destiny Bond, so this is kind of a waste, but this is basically to redirect, basically to force him to go for an attack into the Mimikyu to prevent the Trick Room from going up. So the Snorlax is probably going to have high horsepower return. So the Pheromosa's play right here is to go for a high jump kick into the Snorlax, but does he necessarily want to risk me protecting and then getting hit and then letting me set up the Trick Room? I highly doubt it, but I honestly have to go for the Protect right here, because the high jump kick does have the potential to actually OHKO my Snorlax. I don't necessarily know the calculation for that, and it could very well be Fighting Z as well. So let's try to get at the Trick Room right here. If the Snorlax or the Pheromosa end up taking my Mimikyu out, they're going to be taken down. The Arcanine's going to come in right here, so I could have went for a Belly Drum right there, so that's a good switch out on their part. Resets the Pheromosa's speed as well. Snorlax is going to go for a Protect. Let's see what his Snorlax goes for. Probably a Belly Drum, so this could have been, we could have been trading Belly Drums. So my opponent's playing a little erratically right now, considering the fact that my Snorlax, I could have went for a Belly Drum right there. So I'm going to be a full-powered Belly Drum Snorlax under the Trick Room, which can OHKO his Snorlax. And can OHKO his Arcanine. So, definitely a good read on their part. Little reckless, though, because then I could just went for I could have just went for the Belly Drum right there. Alright. So it's not looking too good, although we are under Tailwinds, not Tailwinds, the Trick Room right now. So, what do I do? Because I can't even Actually, no. Yes. The Arcanine will be able to get off a Flare Blitz. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to Belly Drum. Actually, no, because I can't redirect. Oh, man. I'm in a tough spot right here. I should have Belly Drum the previous turn. Yeah. So, I'm going to have to switch in the Arcanine right here. And I'm going to switch in the Persian right here. This is probably going to be a loss right here. I had to... I have no experience playing with Mimikyu Snorlax. A player such as, Wolfie, who pilot this at the World Championships, River Davis, other people who play with this frequently, probably be able to pilot it a lot better. It's the first time I'm actually playing with it. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to bring it to the Mid-Season Showdown. So it's probably going to go for a Flare Blitz into the... Okay, into the Mimikyu. So it's going to take out the Persian. Honestly, I didn't think it would be able to take out the Persian, but probably just in range for that. It's going to go for a Recycle. See, I'm not reading into this correctly, because then I could have just gotten up a Belly Drum, and I'm in Trick Room. Like, I don't necessarily know what my opponent's going for right here. Okay. Can't switch it into Mimikyu. I mean, I really can't switch it into Mimikyu. So his play right now is to go for the... His play right now is to go for the KO into the Arcanine. Protect coming from... Actually, no. He's just going to go for the attack into Snorlax. I really can't do anything about it. At this point, I really can't. I mean, I could switch it into my Mimikyu, but I'm not gaining any momentum by doing that. So I have to go... I have to read him for the Snorlax to go into the Arcanine, and then for his Arcanine to go into my Snorlax to get a Belly Drum off, and then I could start sweeping, and I bring in my Mimikyu. Well, my Arcanine's going to protect right now. Then I can go for Helping Hands around. So I'm going to get off the Belly Drum right now, but let's see if this is all for naught, because he might be going for the return into the Snorlax. Which would make a lot of sense. I mean, it's the correct play. Flare Blitz. Okay, so he's going over the Flare Blitz into the Snorlax. So, by him doing this, don't get a burn. By him doing this, he's probably going to go for the Facade into the Arcanine. Okay, so that's what I needed. That is exactly what I needed. Alright, so he had... he has Facade. He has... Facade, Belly Drum. Is that Whole Leaf shown? Facade, Belly Drum, Recycle. He might have Protect. If he doesn't have Protect, he might have High Horsepower. I think with Speed Swap, you would want to have High Horsepower. Alright, and so let's see how many turns of Trick Room are left. Alright, there's 2 turns of Trick Room left. Okay. Okay, so what do I want to do right here? Alright. I'm going to Flare Blitz the Arcanine right here, and then I'm going to return the Snorlax. Okay, Arcanine's going to switch out. Who's going to come in right here? Ninetales. Perfect. Because I went for a Flare Blitz. I was just going for some chip damage onto the Arcanine right there. I'm fairly confident that if Flare Blitz wouldn't have been able to knock out my Snorlax. Going to go for the return into his Snorlax. This should be able to take him out easily. Yes, okay. And then we're going to go for the Flare Blitz into the Ninetales. Ninetales should be sashed. Should definitely be sashed. If it's not sashed, it should have Light Clay on it. It's sashed. We have one more turn of Trick Room to take advantage right here. So I'm going to go into Ninetales' partnering. I'm going to go to Ninetales' partner. Because even if Ninetales protects the Trick Room away right now, I can just Extreme Speed it the following turn it tries to go for an attack. And Blizzard won't be able to take out my Snorlax. Question is, do I go for a Recycle right now? He could definitely call me on that as well. Pheromos is going to come in. So we could definitely be seeing a double Protect right here. I don't think an Aurora Veil saves him right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Mimikyu right here, so I could set up. I can protect. He's going to go for a Blizzard. Unless he gets a Blizzard crit, this won't take out my Snorlax. Pheromosa is likely to protect right here. That's okay. I can protect the next turn. And then go for a Trick Room. Ninetales is going to protect. We might be seeing double... Actually, no. Pheromosa... No. Well, yeah. Double protect. Okay, yeah. So I could have went for a Recycle right there. But I couldn't risk the Pheromosa calming on that and going for a high jump kick into the Snorlax. So bringing the Mimikyu right here actually does make a lot of sense. Question is, does he have Fighting EMC and does it KO me through Protect? I highly doubt it. Alright, how many turns of Trick Room we have left? None. Okay. Alright. Probably going to see an Aurora Veil and then a Fighting type attack into the Snorlax. That would make the most sense. Although, I could still KO both of the Pokemon with a return. Or you're just going to go for the Dunk into the Mimikyu. Probably a Blizzard and then a high jump kick into the Snorlax. Although a Blizzard probably won't be able to take out my Mimikyu. Still going to have to go for the Trick Room play right here. And then I'm going to go for a Protect because if the Mimikyu goes down right here, I can bring in my Arcanine and then potentially go for a Extreme Speed KO into the Pheromosa. Okay, great. Extreme Speed definitely picks up the Pheromosa now. Aurora Veil is going to be set up. Extreme Speed still picks up the KO into the Pheromosa. But I'm going to be getting a Trick Room up right here. Yep. And since the Ninetales is faster than my Mimikyu, and we were able to determine that on turn 1 when we went for a Blizzard and I went for a Taunt into it. So this is max speed, timid Ninetales. I could just go for the Shadow Ball into the Ninetales. And then I can go for the return into the Pheromosa. Pheromosa is going to protect right here. Ninetales really... Communication with the other trainer is interrupted. So they rage quit. Again, I was basically playing to my outs right there. I had all of my win conditions set in place. They were playing extremely risky. You know, setting up the Snorlax, allowing me to set up belly drums on 2 occasions in which I didn't call them on it because it didn't make any sense for me to do that because they could just easily attack into my Snorlax, although they went for a Recycle. So they gave me ample opportunities for me to win, in which I was going to. So don't necessarily know why they had the rage quit. They just easily forfeit. Anyway, we're going to win for that. So Terrence has a team of Arcanine, Mudsdale, Mandibuzz, Neolego, Tapu Fini, and another Pheromosa. Okay. So, definitely see the Pheromosa, possibly the Arcanine leading right here, which would be perfectly fine. Not too threatened by the Fini. Even if it's Calm Mindset, I could set up a Trick Room and then return. The only thing that really scares me is the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz has the ability to taunt my Mimikyu. Also has the ability to go for a foul play KO into my Snorlax, which is kind of scary. So I feel like I still lead the Snorlax and the Mimikyu. I can go for a taunt into the Mandibuzz. Basically will counter his taunt, so I can go for a Belly Drum, Trick Room in turn. He'll get a foul play off before I can get my Belly Drum off, so it won't be doing too much damage. And then I could just Trick Room the following turn, because foul play might be able to knock my Mimikyu out and probably be forced to go for the double up into the Mimikyu. So it's kind of what I'm going to be going for. What else can I bring in the back? Tapu Fini looks pretty good right here because it hits 4 of the opposing Pokemon, 5 of the opposing Pokemon for super effective damage. And if in the case that I don't get up a Trick Room, I'm actually going to go for a... You know what? I should have brought the Persian in the 3rd slot because unless I'm like confusing the mechanics of Roar, because Arcanine could definitely have Roar if it leads right here. It's one scary thing about that. So if like Mandibuzz Arcanine lead right here, no Arcanine and Pheromosa. The Arcanine could have Roar. In which case, it's kind of scary, and that's why I wanted to bring my Persian in the 3rd slot, because if I remember correctly, I believe it brings out the next slotted Pokemon after being roared, unless it's completely random, in which case, if it is random, hopefully it's Persian that's get brought in right here, because then I can just go for Fake Outs, and then I can go for Quashes. So let's see what slots we got going on here in the back. The Feeny is the 3rd slot. Unfortunately, if the Feeny comes in here, I don't necessarily know it's the worst thing in the world. Although the Pheromosa does have Poison Jab. So I'm gonna go for the Belly Drum right here. And then I'm going to go for a Z Destiny Bond, because this will redirect a Roar high jump kick away. What? Did he just set me up? You know, I completely whiffed that right there because I forgot. I automatically assume that Z Destiny Bond works as like a follow me where it has +2 priority, in which Z Destiny Bond does not. So kind of a wasted Z move right there. Because he just gave me his Pheromosa speed with my Snorlax. So I have I have an extremely fast Snorlax right now. This man's nuts. This man is freaking nuts. Alright, so we didn't see any Roar come out right there, so it's not something that I needed to worry about. I would have preferred a Roar, because I would still have my disguise intact, and I would have been able to bring in Feeny and go for a Muddy Water. Wow. Alright. So I'm just going to go for a safe return on that slot right there. Actually, no. I could protect right here, because if that is a Sash Pheromosa, he could Oko me. Well, take me out with a double target, or just Oko me with high jump kick. So I'm actually going to go for a a target down onto the Pheromosa slot right there. Pheromosa's going to be brought out. Okay. Feeny's going to be brought in right here, so I could have just taken out the Feeny. Alright. Let's see what the Arcanine goes for. Probably a Flare Blitz into the Mimikyu, which is fine. Then I could just bring in my no, it's gonna go for a it's gonna go for a Protect. So what I do is I go for the return into the Arcanine. Because Feeny's not gonna be able to. The only thing the Feeny can really do, right? I can Haze. Well, I really think Haze is gonna be on this team, though. I really don't think Haze will be on this team. Although I did have Mudsdale, and Edu ran Haze with his Mudsdale team, with Fake PM. So it could very well be Haze, because this person could be taking some inspiration from his team. So in that case, I'm going to go for the return into the Feeny. It could very well protect. The Arcanine really do anything against me. I'm not. You know what? I'm just going to... I'm going to call him... No! This is what I do. What am I worrying about? I go for the KO into the Arcanine, and I taunt the Feeny, so I can't go for a Haze. Jim, you're a genius. I know. I'm a genius. Thank you. There we go. It's got the KO. Let's see if it is Haze. Keep on forgetting I have taunt on my Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu. No, I just gotta go for Muddy Water. And then Mimikyu avoids. I'd much rather the Snorlax avoid, because I feel an accuracy drop coming right here, which could be a potential win con. Nope. Okay. And it is a relaxing Sunday. Football is going on right now, despite the fact that I am not watching it. So this video is not sponsored or anything like that. Just rehydrating myself. Okay, Pheromosa's speed is now reset. So we can be speed tying, which is kind of unfortunate. So, what do you think I do right now? Because the Pheromosa is definitely going to attack into my Snorlax. So, I'm going to go for a Protect right here. We will have to risk the Speed tie, but it's okay, because if he goes for a High Jump Kick, then I'll bring the Pheromosa down to half health. Actually, in that case, if he does that, I'll get the KO onto the Pheromosa with the Shadow Ball. So there you go. Snorlax is going to go for Protect, High Jump Kick the Snorlax. You know you want to. You know you want to. Okay, so, fine. All out pummeling. Might even not have High Jump Kick. Probably Focus Blast, which is even worse than High Jump Kick. I mean, you're not risking yourself taking damage if you miss the High Jump Kick. You're just missing the risk. I mean, you're risking the miss. This is what he should have done turn 1 to Snorlax. I don't know what he's thinking about going for a speed swap. This is by far nowhere near over, because that did a butt-ton of damage. So, Shadow Ball is going to go off into the into the Pheromosa. Does half damage. Okay. Muddy Water's going to go off. Hopefully it doesn't get an accuracy chop on the Mimikyu. This is definitely not going to take out the Mimikyu. Even if it was Specs, it's not taking out the Mimikyu. And it does get the accuracy drop. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Who do I have in the back? I have the Persian. Actually, what I could have done right there is I could have switched out the Mimikyu for the Persian. I didn't even think about that. Then I could just fake out the Pheromosa. But they could have just, Pheromosa is actually a pretty damn big problem for this team. I do have the Feeny in the back. I think, you know, the Feeny in the back is actually going to handle the Pheromosa pretty well. So I'm going to go for the KO into the Feeny. I'm going to have a hard time trying to knock it out if I don't. Should have been targeting it down earlier on. And then I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball into the Pheromosa. We have the speed tie right here, and I have to win it, in which I don't. And he hits the Focus Blast. So RNGesus not being all too kind to us in this. And this is one of the reasons why I can't beat lower ladder, because the plays that they make and the luck that they get is absolutely astronomical. So there you go. So, thank you. We missed the Shadow Ball, which would have then knocked out the Pheromosa. But now my Mimikyu gets knocked out. I get to bring in my... and the Feeny's taunt wears off, so it can protect. I get to bring in my Feeny right here. I also get to bring in my Persian, which can also get taken out by a Focus Blast. And he's not going to miss it. Don't you worry. He will not miss this Focus Blast. If I were him... you have Focus Blast, you have Ice Beam, Protect, Speed Swap. So, Pheromosa is going to protect right here. It has to protect this Fake Out away. Wish I had some boosting move on my Tapu Feeny too, but I can't. I had to put Haze on it. I would have nothing for Extreme Evo Boost. Granted, I could taunt the Eevee, but, I mean... Actually, no, because more than likely, one of the Pokemon on the field would have been able to have a Follow Me move. Pheromosa is going to protect right here. Feeny's going to get taken out. Pheromosa is going to protect. I don't understand that play in the Mudsdale. Because I could have just went for a Muddy Water. Fake out Muddy Water. But granted, I won't take out the Mudsdale. But still. If I win that speed tie... if I win that speed tie. Tapu Fini, my Tapu Fini is going to have to pull this out. So, we're going to go for a Muddy Water right here. This is going to have to take out the Mudsdale. Focus Blast is going to have to miss as well. Focus Blast has to miss. Or you could just go for an Ice Beam, which is not going to take out either of my Pokemon. Yep. Oh my god. This is insane, this game right now. Wins the speed tie. I get a Shadow Ball miss. He hits the Focus Blast, and then he freezes my Persian. And I miss the Muddy Water on his Mudsdale. Are you absolutely fucking kidding me right now? Oh my god. This is one of the reasons why I don't like using Feeny. Because of the Muddy Water misses. Granted, I can use Scald. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know whether or not that Muddy Water would have been able to take out that Mudsdale. But we wouldn't have been able... We had to have tried, right? And then I could just follow up the next turn with a fucking foul play. Oh my goodness. This is insane right now. Well, I'm going to go for a Protect right there. Feeny's going to go for a Moonblast into Persian. But I'm going to have to get some chip onto the Mudsdale. I'm going to have to thaw out. This is a... It's another reason why you have best of threes, too. Because of getting hacked out in games like this. And Free should have a timer on it. Dazzling Gleam. So we have a Specs Feeny. This is quite the game. Again, one of the reasons why you have best of three, so you don't get hacked out into the game. Oh, man. So, this isn't looking too good. So, let's see if this Muddy Water would have taken out the Mudsdale. If we hit. So, Dazzling Gleam shouldn't be able to take out my Feeny. It'll proc the Berry. Hopefully we can get an accuracy drop on his Feeny, and then he misses his Dazzling Gleam. No, that's not even close to taking out the Mudsdale. That's Assault Vest. Oh, Kadoke. Mudsdale's going to go for a high horsepower. I get not one accuracy drop. Thank you. Single targeted Dazzling Gleam does not take me out. It's going to proc the berry. He's going to go for a high horsepower, not take me out. But then he's going to... Oh, Heavy Slam. Okay. So actually, I guess that's a good call. Because you don't want to miss your high horsepower. All that would stab you, you're guaranteed to hit with Heavy Slam. And Mudsdale's a pretty heavy Pokemon, as you've just seen right there. So... We need to get a double accuracy drop, and they both need to miss their moves. And a crit on Tapu Fini would be really nice. Let's see. It doesn't look like I get one accuracy drop. Okay, so definitely quite the RNG-ridden game. Not in my favor at that. Definitely in his favor. This is That's just one example right there of why it's very difficult to beat low ladder players. You can't predict what they'll do, and if you can predict what they'll do, they'll just get extremely lucky and beat you anyway. All right, so we're gonna have our first loss by our 1400s player right there. It's gonna happen, so can't really do anything about that. I'm not even gonna save it. There's nothing to go back onto that one. It's just all speed, ties, and luck right there. All right. We're going to continue battling. Hopefully we can find hopefully like 16 or 1700s player so I can have a good battle here on stream. Let's switch this music up here too. Let's get in the mood. I guess we're going to be doing Ultra Beast. So, player Anthony from France. I feel like I played this guy before. I don't know. Player Anthony from France with all caps kind of jumps out to me, considering the fact that Anthony's not necessarily a French name. We have pretty similar teams. All right. So, we have 5 of the same Pokemon. And the only other difference is our fire types. So, this isn't an actual established archetype of a team. So, I don't necessarily know how this happened, but it definitely did happen. I feel like I just lead... we have, like, a Mimikyu Snorlax mirror. He could very well lead his, like, Mimikyu and his Persian. Actually, that'd be a pretty good call. I'm just going to go with the good old Mimikyu Snorlax. Going to have the Persian in the 3rd slot in the back. Nothing on his team can have Roar, so I don't really have to worry about that. How do you beat the mirror matchup? Jack, we're going to find out right now, buddy, because I haven't played with this team up until this stream, so... it's gonna be quite interesting. I could bring my Kartana versus Kartana Fini, also a Snorlax. There's not really gonna be anything I'm gonna be able to hit the Marowak with, but we're gonna have to go for it. Actually, I can hit it with Foul Plays from the Persian, which does a lot of damage. It does not pick up the Oko. Let's just go. Let's just do this. I kind of have like a game plan set up in my head as of right now. If he leads Mimikyu Snorlax. Because what I can do is I can go for the taunt on the Mimikyu, so that he can't counter my Trick Room, and then I'm gonna Belly Drum with my Snorlax. Mimikyu Fini, not something that I had anticipated at all. Because his Mimikyu should be able to speeding his Fini, unless it's like a Scarf Fini. Because if he goes for an attack on my Mimikyu and goes for an attack with the Fini, it should not be taking you out. I don't even think a Specs Moonblast should be able to take out my Mimikyu. Not sure of the calculations right there. But then I could just go for a Z-Destiny Bond. Not necessarily something I want to do in my position right now. I just want to go for a taunt into the Fini in case it has Haze. I'm always, like, ever since Ido's team, and everyone knows about it because it's a team that he's been using all season with Light Screen Haze Fini, I'm so afraid of Finis. Also, they can set up Combines, so I'm going to taunt the Fini. It's kind of a safe play right here. The Mimikyu could very well have Will-O-Wisp and go for it into the Snorlax, but it's something that we're going to have to go for right here. So Snorlax is going to be taunted, which is pretty good because he's not going to be able to go for a Belly Drum. So Taunt's going to go off, so I don't know whether or not we're speed tying right now. I am max speed timid on my Mimikyu. This is quite the mirror right now, isn't it? So I should have went for the taunt into his Mimikyu. Quite the mirror right now. Okay. So if he has... What do you think the Mimikyu's going to do now? You think he's going to go for... Unless he has... The Snorlax really can't do much. I think the Mimikyu goes for. It's not going to go for a move into the Snorlax. So what I think I do actually here is... I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball into the Mimikyu, break the disguise, and then I'm going to bring in... Go to the Pokemon selection screen. Sometimes these, the Pokemon, like the touch screen when you're using your stylus lags behind. So in tournaments, I'm in the habit of actually using my D-pad and buttons. We both switch. Oh, great! I'm catching the Feeny switch in. This is beautiful, and I'm taking out the disguise from the Mimikyu. I don't think the Mimikyu's gonna have Will-O-Wisp, and it should not go for a Ghost type attack into my Kartana. Let's see what this is gonna. Gonna go for a Trick Room. I should have taunted it. Well, I will have fun, Jack. Don't you worry. I'm gonna go for. Damn it! I can't go for Z Destiny Bomb because I'll go last. His Mimikyu is already slower than mine. Oh my goodness, this is it's quite the matchup right here. I'm gonna call the Feeny not protecting, and then go for the Leaf Blade into the Feeny. I think he's got me right now. He's probably gonna switch it into Snorlax. No, Marowak. Great plays from this guy. Really good plays. Turn 1, if I just go for the... I don't know why he's not taunting my... I don't know why he's not taunting my Mimikyu. The reason why I'm not going for Trick Rooms is because I'm anticipating a taunt. Alright, so Leaf Blade... Let's get a crit with the Leaf Blade. It does have a high crit ratio. That's definitely not a crit. Alright. So... Alright, let's see how many turns of Trick Room are left. Number 1. Should be... There's only 2, 3 turns of Trick Room. If anything, he's going to go for a Flare Blitz into my Kartana. If not, he's going to go for a Ghost-type attack into my Mimikyu. I'm going to switch into my Snorlax right here, and I could go for a Protect, actually. I don't have the Feeny. This is not good. So, in which case, I'm actually going to bring in... I'll resist the Ghost-type attack right here. And then I get to bring in my Snorlax right here so I can outspeed both of the Pokemon. I don't have high horsepower on my Snorlax, though. So I'm going to have to go ahead and bluff that. Because I think Marowak would be in range for a high horsepower at neutral attack for my Snorlax. I actually don't think it would be, but we can kind of bluff that. Because he should be going for a Flare Blitz into my Snorlax. Could have very well had protected that away. That's not good. Because if he gets a high roll the next turn, he could very well knock out my Snorlax. Let's see if this goes into the Persian, which it should. If it's a physical type attack. Actually, yeah, it should. It should be based off of Shadow Claw. So they should probably bring me down to half. At that, it should probably bring me down to 60%. So I could have brought in my Snorlax on that slot. But that still doesn't do too much. It gets a critical hit. Okay. Persian's not... Marowak's not going to be able to take me out with a Flare Blitz on my Persian, so he's probably going to have to double up into that slot. I can't fake out, unfortunately. Curious to see as to what he does right here. Because I could very well recycle, and I feel like that's the better option in case he does go for the Flare Blitz into my Snorlax. Marowak's going to withdraw. Okay, into the Tapu Fini, so could have gone for a Belly Drum right there. Alright. So, again, I could have called that because I'm flaunting the high horsepower right there. So I'm just playing terrible in this game right now. And again, it just goes to show you how inexperienced I am with this team. Alright, so we're going to have to start getting some damage onto this Feeny right now. He's probably going to end up going for a Moonblast into my Persian. In which case, I'll bring in my Kartana, be able to outspeed it the following turn. He can go for the double up into the Persian as well, which would probably be a good call. And then, just going to go for the attack into the Feeny. Feeny's not going to protect right here. And then this should put it in range for a... This should put it in range for a Leaf Blade after Trick Room ends. So, it's going to go for a taunt. Okay. Moonblast should be into the Persian. Yep. So he is that a crit? No, that's got to be Specs. Holy Christ, that does a lot of damage. So that should be the end of Trick Room, right? That is the end of Trick Room. So what I'm gonna do is right here, gonna go for a Bloom Doom into the Feeny slot. That should do a lot of damage through the Protect. What does he have to switch into that slot? Not much. The Marowak will get KO'd by a Bloom Doom. And then, I can't really do too much with my Snorlax now, can I? So, I can switch in my... Switch into my Mimikyu right here, because he's probably going to end up setting up another Trick Room, and then I could just reverse the Trick Room. I think that's what I'm going to have to go for right here. He hasn't been calling my reverse Trick Rooms at all. Feeny's going to withdraw, so he's going to go into the Marowak. Marowak's going to be taking out right here. He could also go for the KO into... No, Mimikyu's going to withdraw. Great. Marowak's going to go down. I'm going to get a Beast Boost. I can go for the, I keep forgetting the damn move's name. Sacred Sword into the Snorlax the following turn. So let's see. This is going to definitely take out the Marowak. Yo, what's going on, Max? How's it going, dude? Playing a couple of matches here after a despicable performance yesterday at the Mid-Season Showdown. Kind of redeem ourselves, have a nice chill stream, win some games with the team I should have brought to the Mid-Season Showdown yesterday. So this is the Marowak's going down right here. I get a Beast Boost. Great. That's another reason why I wanted to go for the Bloom Doom right there, because the crit didn't matter. Another reason why I wanted to go for the Bloom Doom right there is do a lot of chip through the Protects, although I think it specs Feeny. That's why it was forced to switch out. The Feeny would have been definitely KO'd if it would have stayed in, and then if the Marowak would have switched in, which it did right there, the Bloom Doom takes it out. Alright, Mimikyu's going to come in. So, did he use the Z move yet? I don't believe he did, because what he can do right now is he can go for the... he can go for Z Destiny Bond, Belly Drum with a Snorlax. I can taunt the Mimikyu, and then I can go for a substitute. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I was taunted. Okay. I don't necessarily want to go for a Leaf Blade into the Mimikyu, because that'll be able to take it out. So, play... Okay, Snorlax is going to go for a Protect right here. He might be going for a Z Destiny Bond. I wanted to go for the Sacred Sword, because if he's Z... No, that's right. I was going to be faster than him, so that really didn't make any sense. So I could have went for the Leaf Blade into the Mimikyu. He's going to go for a Shadow Claw. Yeah, so again, I am completely forgetting that Z Destiny Bond is not priority. I keep thinking it's priority. Because if it's priority right there, Z Destiny Bonds my Sacred Sword away into his Mimikyu. Although I get a taunt into it, then he can't Trick Room the following turn. Although he can't Trick Room the following turn right now, I still would have been able to go for a Leaf Blade into the Mimikyu, which would have been able to take it out, because Z Destiny Bond is then not priority-based, and then I am a +2 Kartana against the Snorlax, which is protected, and that I could just O-code the Snorlax. So not knowing the mechanics right there, definitely killing me. Ugh! So I'm going to bring the Persian right here. I don't mind if the Snorlax goes ahead and gets up a Belly Drum, because then I can just go ahead and take it out with a fail play. I am Just gonna go for the KO into the Mimikyu, and I think I'm gonna fail play the Snorlax right here, and then I'm gonna go for the KO into the Mimikyu. The Mimikyu could definitely be able. I think the Mimikyu goes into the Feeny right now, but if he does do that, I'm gonna at least get a little chip off into it. Oh, nope, he's just gonna stay in. Okay, so this is probably gonna do about like 20% to the Snorlax. Yep, right around the money. This should be able to take out the Mimikyu. Unless I got an extremely high roll last time. Yeah, there we go. Alright. And the Snorlax is going to go for a Belly Drum. Okay. So, next turn, what he's going to do is he's going to protect Moonblast into my Persian. And I can bring in my Snorlax. Hopefully my Snorlax will be taken out by that. Actually, no, I could just go for Parting Shot. Can I? Yep, I can go for Parting Shot. That would actually decrease the amount of damage that the Feeny will do. Switch out my Mimikyu, so then I could switch in my Persian onto the Mimikyu slot, fake out the Feeny, or just go for a Foul Play that turn, unless the Snorlax wants to risk going for a Double Protect. So this seems like the best play right here. No, I don't want to. That's what I want to do, right? That's what we're going to do right here. So, Snorlax is going to come in a Mimikyu slot. Can't really do too much to the Feeny right here. Going to reduce the Feeny's special attack, which hopefully will be able to... Snorlax is going to protect. That was obvious. He's going to go for the Moonblast. Let's see what happens right here. I'm still banking on this. I don't think this is going to take out the Mimikyu, unfortunately. Nope. Not even close. How much damage did that do? 120... Alright. So, the Snorlax is forced to go for an attack into my Snorlax, so I can protect that away. He's going to double up into my Snorlax. Because the Moonblast... I gotta think right here for a second. Alright, let's see. He's forced to double attack into Snorlax, because if he knocks out my Mimikyu, he gives me a free switch into Persian. But if he decides he wants to go into the Mimikyu, at least the Feeny will be going down. Wow. Wow. Hopefully this takes me out. This does. Perfect! Why would you do that? You take out... I didn't reveal, although I didn't reveal Destiny Bond, but still, you have to assume that it's on my Mimikyu. So we take out the Feeny, which is nice, but we have a +6 Snorlax on the field. Granted, it's only going to be able to target down one of my Pokemon, and if he had to target down one of my Pokemon, it has to be the Persian. So what I do right here is I fake out and I go for a Belly Drum of my own, because then he is forced to go attack one of my Pokemon the following turn. And then I have free roam to go for a Foul Play, and then I go for a return of my own. Alright, it's still not over yet. I could still definitely screw this up. 2 HP. I know, I could just Foul Play, and I feel like that should be able to pick me up the win, right? But I just never feel comfortable enough that the Foul Play will be able to pick it up. But that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go for the Foul Play. That should be able to pick it up. And if that doesn't pick it up, the return should be able to pick it up, because he can only single target one of my Pokemon. So this is good information to find out right here, if Snorlax is in range for a Foul Play, in which it is. Okay, great. So... that is really good information to know. I don't know whether or not Snorlax at +6, the fail play would be able to take it out at full health. Unsure of that. But at least now we know that at least 80 to 75% health, the fail play does take out a +6 Snorlax. So great information to know. Okay, so we're going to pull that out. That was a long game right there. Man, the Mimikyu mirror right there was kind of crazy. Because we both had taunt. And he ended up taunting my Snorlax. Whereas I should have been taunting his Mimikyu, because if I taunted his Mimikyu, he wouldn't be able to taunt my Snorlax. I would have been able to get a Belly Drum up, and then I could just get up a Trick Room the following turn. That was a mouthful. But that should have been the play to begin with. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with like Haze and Calm Mind Feeny shenanigans, which in the case of Calm Mind, it would have necessarily been the end of the world, because I would have had a belly drummed up Snorlax and potentially been able to get up the Trick Room, although he would have been able to go for a Shadow Claw Moonblast into my Mimikyu, which would take it out after a Calm Mind boost. I could have then gone for a Z Destiny Bond, but we're gonna pull it through. We're gonna pull it through with Kartana. All right, so Terry from Texas, United States, 1590. Let's see what Terry has. All right, so the Drifblim Lele, and I'm always terrified to play Drifblim Lele teams. The Drifblim will be able to, the Will-O-Wisp, granted, I could have Facade, but you still Will-O-Wisp a Snorlax that's setting up in front of you. The Arcanine could have Roar. Mimikyu Snorlax is still really good against this, and he has his own Snorlax to take care of the Trick Room. So it's a 31 chance to OHKO at 100% health. So that's thank you. That's good information to know. Thank you for running that calculation. All right, so this is definitely going to be leading the Mimikyu Snorlax, because I can go for the Trick Room of my own. Granted, he can go for a Shadow Ball, and then he can go for a Psychic, but then I can go for the Z Destiny Bond. Or I could just go for... I don't think my... Oh my god. Alright, just give me 1 second here. I'm going to think this through. Alright. I don't necessarily know that the Arcanine is the greatest idea right here, since he has a... He's got a Garchomp. His own Arcanine. So I'm going to bring Feeny for terrain control. Alright, let's see how this wants to play itself out. I think he's gonna lead the Lele Drifblim, Shadow Ball, Psychic into the Mimikyu, prevent me from getting up my Arcanine Lele. Okay, that also kind of makes sense. You can Will-O-Wisp into the Snorlax, and then you can... Let's see who's faster, Lele or the Arcanine. Lele's faster than the Arcanine. You don't necessarily want to run Scarfed Lele on Drifblim teams. This is probably just a fast Lele with a bulky Arcanine. My Mimikyu will be able to outspeed the Arcanine. I think he brought the Drifblim in the back because I can Z Destiny Bond. It'll take out the Arcanine because he's going to double up into the Mimikyu. I can Belly Drum up with my Snorlax, or he can call my Belly Drum on a Snorlax and then just go right into that. And then I don't really have too much offense into the back. He's got to fear the Trick Room setup though. You know, I'm going to go for the Never Ending Nightmare into the Feeny. And then I'm going to Belly Drum. This is, although if this doesn't KO, because he's going to get the Intimidate down on me, think I'm a physical type of attacker, but this is based off of Shadow Ball. But I am timid. So I don't think this will actually take out the Feeny, especially if it's fat. And if it doesn't, that's a problem. But still, he's either going to attack into the Snorlax, will still let me get up my Belly Drum, or he's going to take out the Disguise. So let's see what happens right here. Yep, doesn't take it out. I think if I was modest, it would be able to take it out, and he's going to go for a Taunt. Into the Snorlax, okay. Good call. Good call. I'm gonna taunt his Snorlax. Because Lele, I don't necessarily want to say it's not really doing too much on the field. Could bring in the Feeny right now. Actually, I'm not going to taunt the Snorlax. I'm going to take out the Lele. And then I'm going to bring in my Tapu Fini, switch the terrains, and then go for a Haze. Because I anticipate him to go for a Belly Drum. Kartana, great. Great. My Disguise is still up, bringing in my Feeny right now. Well, actually not great. Because then I could just go for a Leaf Blade into my Feeny. But does a Leaf Blade, a Jolly Leaf Blade, knock out my Feeny? I am fat as all hell. There you go. Curse. Okay. That's okay. Curse sets usually have high horsepower. So I'm not going to worry about the Snorlax right now. Because what I'm going to do is, I am going to go for Shadow Ball, but he could... The Kartana can actually match my... The Kartana can actually match my Protect right now. Which would be a problem. So do you think the Kartana matches my Protect on the Feeny? It's so obvious, but I could be Specs. And Wolfie was running Specs, so he could anticipate that. So he could very well match my Protect, but that's fine. Snorlax really isn't doing too much unless he wants to go for high horsepower into my Mimikyu. Yep. Ah, he called it. I could have went for a Haze and then a Taunt. Good call. Very good call. Very good call. There you go. Very, very good call. And a high horsepower. Okay. Alright, so he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. Gotta follow my gut sometimes. Really gotta follow my gut sometimes. I think the Kartana goes for the Mimikyu. And the Snorlax goes for the Feeny. Alrighty, so I'm going to go for Shadow Ball, KO right there. I don't think he goes for the Feeny right now because the switch out is completely obvious. Smart Strike into the Mimikyu. Yep. He'll get a Beast Boost, I'll nullify his Beast Boost, and I will also nullify the stat changes from the Snorlax, so his return won't be doing as much. I'm still not out of this, although I can still bring in Kartana and then go for a... It's going to curse again. Okay, so he's just going to be a +1/+1. Could have went. I just could have just went for the KO into the Kartana. So who do I bring in right here? Return's not going to take him out. Bring in a Persian. Bring in a Persian. Kartana's going to protect. We got some mind games right now, though, because I could just go for the Fake Out into the Snorlax, anticipating his Protect. I have to somehow get my Snorlax in here, and I have to get my Snorlax to start setting up as well. So I'm going to go for the Fake Out right here. And I'm going to switch it into my Snorlax right here. Because if he does go for the Leaf Blade, it shouldn't do that much to the Snorlax, barring a crit. Yep, goes for the Detect. And then the next turn I'll be able to outspeed, go for the Fail Play. And then I can set up Belly Drum with my Snorlax. You think he switches out the Kartana? Because Kartana is dead right now if he stays in. I'm going to play a little risky right now. I am going to call him on the switch out on the Kartana. And if that doesn't work, then so be it. There we go. There you go. Lele's going to come in. Going to get a Parting Shot off into the Snorlax, so we're bringing him back down to neutral. And then we get a belly drum off. And then we're going to switch terrains as well, because we're going to be bringing in Feeny. Alright, so far we're calling him correctly now. Now we have momentum shifting in our favor, because we're going to get a belly drum up. But we're not out of the woods by any means, because we still have his Snorlax at full health. I'm not too worried about the Lele right now either. So I haven't showed what my Snorlax set is at all. He could very well anticipate that I'll have high horsepower over protect and attack into my Snorlax. Okay, this shouldn't be doing too much. That's more than I anticipated. Alright. I have to go for Muddy Water right here. I could easily go for a Moonblast into the Tapu Fini, but I want to make sure that I take the Tapu Fini out right here. His play is to go for another Curse or to go for an attack into the Snorlax. I'm going to have to go for it. I'm playing from behind, and I'm going to go for a Protect into the Snorlax. Yeah, because the Tapu Lele is going to be able to outspeed my Snorlax. And it's likely going to go for a Psychic or a Moon... He should be going for a Moonblast in his position to the Snorlax if he keeps the Feeny in, or the Lele in. Could very well switch in the Kartana in the Lele slot, but does he want to risk me going for a return into that slot, in which we'll take out the Kartana? He's calling me on it. The Arcanine. So we're catching it on a switch. Hopefully we hit our Muddy Water. So now we're at +5. An accuracy drop would be glorious. Snorlax is going to go for... Okay, my Snorlax is going to go for Protect. Okay. Alright, so we could have went for a return into his Snorlax, which would likely have taken it out, because at that point I'd be +4 against the Snorlax. Take his Arcanine down to half. Return into my Snorlax. Okay. His Snorlax is going to be faster than my Snorlax. I am min speed. I anticipate him to be min speed because I don't think he has any Trick Room setters on his team yet. So he's probably going to be a speedier variant of the Snorlax. If not speedy, definitely adamant and not min speed, because he has a Drift Blim on his team. He could definitely take advantage of the Tailwind, even if he's like right around the area of like 60-some speed. Alright, so I'm going to go for Muddy Water here. He's going to double up into the Snorlax, unfortunately, and I don't think I can do anything about that. Because Flare Blitz will definitely put me in range for a return. I think I'm going to have to go with it. I could have switched it into my Persian right there. He's going to bring out his Arcanine into the Tapu Lele. His return is not going to be able to take me out. I'm going to get some Muddy Water chip on him, potentially get an accuracy drop. Hopefully it hits the Lele as well. Oh, at least I hit the Lele. At least I hit the Lele. They should take out the Lele. Yes. I think that Muddy Water chip would have helped me to take out his Snorlax. I'm faster. We're speed tying at mid speed. Yep. Muddy Water chip would have taken it out. Because the Muddy Water chip wouldn't have brought him down to half. And I would have gotten the KO right there. I won the mirror, Jack. Yeah, it went down to 2 minutes on my my clock. We're having some really close battles here. This turn right here, Jack, I had Muddy Watered. I missed the Muddy Water under the Snorlax. If I hit the Muddy Water, I would have put the Snorlax into range of a return. And unfortunately, I missed it. So we're not having too much luck today in regards to RNG. Alright. So we have mind games right here. We have mind games right here. Oh, I'm going to switch into my Persian on my slot right there, and I'm going to protect my Snorlax. That'll put me in a good position because he's going to probably either Leaf Blade into my... He could set up a substitute, actually, which would be a really good play on his part. I've been calling him correctly so far, so let's see how this works out. So it's Fightinium Z. Yep, into the Snorlax. I don't think this is going to KO me through Protect. He had an epic call on the Destiny Bond. He did. Yeah, into the Snorlax. Whew. So I was like, do not call the Persian switch in right there. All right, cool. And I still don't think I'm going to be in. He's going to go for maybe a curse. Yep. Good call. Good call. But I really couldn't do anything right there with my Feeny. Could have Moonblasted, actually, but I think this is the better call. Because now I can go for a Fail Play into the Snorlax. Although he's got a couple defense boosts. Yeah, 2 defense boosts. I think he doesn't protect Kartana right now because I called him on the Detect earlier. Because the Fake Out and Return to the Snorlax would take him out. So I'm going to Fake Out right here. Because we have potential speed ties right here. He could win the speed tie. No, he's going for curses. What am I thinking speed tie? I'll be able to outspeed his Snorlax. I don't now think, since he's got that defense boost, this return will be able to take him out. He can also switch in the Arcanine too. You know what I'm going to do? This is extremely risky. Extremely risky right now. But we're going to go for it. I don't think his Kartana is going to protect. What I was thinking to myself is that he's going to switch out into the Arcanine because a Fake Out and Return into the Snorlax would be called in my position, but a fail because a Fake Out and a Return wouldn't have been able to take out a Snorlax. So I'm hoping I procced a berry. So a Fake Out and Return would have been the better call. Because now I just give him more health, and if he goes for a Recycle, GG. This man is just calling all the shots. No, he just goes for a Return. Okay. That'll take me out. Okay. I bring in my Feeny right here. Alright. Do I do viewer battles? Yeah, I'd definitely be down to do viewer battles. I have no problem doing that. I just never was asked before because I don't necessarily have too many viewers. So since the Snorlax can't protect, I'm going to go for a Fail Play into that. And then I'm going to go for a Muddy Water right here. Because even if he switches to his Kartana, I'll be able to outspeed. Although the Muddy Water might put the Arcanine in range for the berry. Okay. We have to hit. He's going to take his Snorlax out. That was pretty good though. Because now his Kartana will be able to outspeed the Persian. Muddy Water's going to put him in berry range too. Ooh, this is getting close. Will this take the Arcanine out? It does not! Oh my god. Invisible Focus Sash, and it's not berry. What kind of set is it? I did not... The Arcanine's buried. It was not procced earlier. Alright, I double attack right here. I double attack right here. Thank you, DS. 2287. Thank you. I double attack right here. Because if he Leaf Blades or... Leaf Blade would be the better call into the Feeny because then you get a boost. Yep. No, into the Persian. So he's going for a crit. Flare Blitz into the Persian. Avoids. How did I avoid? Did he get an accuracy drop? Kartana is going to be taken out right here, and Muddy Water hopefully will be able to hit the Arcanine. I see what he was going for right there. He's going for the double up into the Persian, but then I was going for a Moonblast into the Kartana. That should have been able to take it out. I think my opponent had just DC'd right there. The miss on the Persian didn't win me the game right there. Because the Moonblast takes out the Kartana, and then his Arcanine can't take out my Feeny. I'm at full health, and I have a berry. So, we had almost like 3 Rage Quits in the stream? Which is nuts, because he might have thought that I went for a Muddy Water right there, and which wouldn't have taken out the Kartana, but Muddy Water in a position doesn't make any sense because his Arcanine's so low in health. And if I go for a Moonblast, it takes out... Thank you, McCracket. If I take out the... I can't even speak right now. Thank you for following. If I take out... the Moonblast would be able to take out the Kartana. And if I take out the Kartana with the Foul Play, the Moonblast, the Arcanine's at 1 HP. I take out the Arcanine too, and the Arcanine can't 1v1 me. So, Rage Quit unnecessary. Anyway, we're going to have... Don't know how to say his name, but another Drifloon Melee team. Arcanine. Garchomp. So 4 of the same Pokemon on the previous team, barring the Gyarados and the Tapu Koko. So how do I want to deal with this? It's actually the first Tapu Koko I'm playing on stream right now, which is kind of odd. It's like the most common Tapu, barring that of the Feeny. Doesn't necessarily have too many answers to Mimikyu Snorlax unless he has like Taunt on his Feeny like the previous team did. Definitely going to bring the Persian in the back. He can do a lot of work to the Gyarados, to the Arcanine, to the Garchomp. Go for Quashes. Do I bring the Feeny? I think I bring the Feeny for terrain control. I definitely bring the Feeny. The only thing I have to watch out for is Tapu Koko. The Feeny single-handedly manhandles 5 of the Pokemon on his team. Other than maybe the Tapu Lele, but I'm a berry set, so I could definitely 1v1 the Tapu Lele outside of its terrain. Alright. Let's see how you want to handle this. Well played. Good to see you doing so well. Thank you, dude. I should have brought this team to the Midseason Showdown because I feel like this is a really good team that I had thrown together. I really, really like the core of Mimikyu, Snorlax, and Persian. Persian just supports Snorlax so well. Even if the Mimikyu goes down, there's not many Pokemon that actually outspeed Persian other than Tapu Koko. And Tapu Koko can't even one-shot it. Not even with a Life Orb Thunderbolt with my investment. Alright. So, let's see what we want to do right here. I think he's going to want to prevent me from getting up Trick Room. Probably going to go for, like, Volt Switch and Flare Blitz into my Mimikyu. What do I want to do about that? Because that'll be able to take up my Mimikyu. Do I want to go for a Z Destiny Bond or do I want to go for a Trick Room? I think going for the Z Destiny Bond is the better call right here. Be able to take out the Arcanine if it does decide he wants to take me out, and then I can go for a Trick Room the following turn because he's not going to want to target me down, and I'm going to go for a Belly Drum. If he goes for an Z move into my... Why does every Tapu have a taunt move? Every single Tapu that we've played stream has a taunt. Like, am I missing something here? Does every Tapu now run taunt? You killed the Tapus. So I'm not necessarily paying attention to the chat right now. I'm trying to pay attention to the... It's going to go for a Roar. Wow. Good freaking call, my man. Good freaking call. That was awesome. Wow. So I could have gotten the KO into the Koko, but I got a little overzealous right there, thinking that he was going to try to take out my Mimikyu by preventing the Trick Room from going up. Alright. So we fake out the Koko. And bring in Mimikyu. Right? Then he could just go for the taunt and then the Mimikyu. I don't really know what to do right now. That just completely caught me off guard. I don't think the Koko protects right here. Yeah, I don't think the Koko protects right here because, I mean, I fake out, switch out, or fake out, return into the Arcanine. In which case, I'm just going to go for the Hail Mary into the Koko, get some damage onto it. I'm going to make my Persian a little bulkier so that a Flare Blitz from Max Attack Arcanine is a 3-hit KO because that looks like it's a 2-hit KO. Okay. So, this match isn't looking too hot right now. That tech on both of his Pokemon just single-handedly might have lost me the game. Was not anticipating both a Roar and a Taunt. I gotta start suspecting that now. Taunt from Lele isn't a concern because they could just Z Destiny Bond that away. Taunt from the Koko is a concern because then they can outspeed my Mimikyu. Alright, so I'm gonna fail play the Arcanine right here, and then I'm gonna return. I keep hitting recycle in place of return because they look similar on the touchpad. I hope my Persian doesn't go down right here. I was hoping that I didn't bring it down the berry range, in which I didn't right there. Alright, I have to mute my my mic here for a second. You gotta stop screaming. I'm making a video, okay?
Well, text me.
Alright, I can't. I'm making a video. So I'll be down a little bit. Alright, we're back. So I didn't necessarily catch what was going on right there. It looks like the Arcanine Flare blitzed me, brought itself down in the berry range. So I'm going to bring in my Mimikyu right here. I'm going to give him the option. Do you want to let me get up Trick Room, or do you want me to let me get up a Belly Drum? In which case, I think he's going to go for the Taunt into the Mimikyu, and then for the Flare Blitz into the Snorlax. A play that I can make right here, which is kind of insane and probably won't work, but I think I'm actually going to go for it anyway because I'm playing down, is that I'm going to go for a Protect Taunt so that he can't taunt me. He has to... Coco has to taunt into my Snorlax right now. If he doesn't, this plan does not work. I think he's going to taunt. If I were in his position, I'd taunt into the Mimikyu, prevent the Trick Room from going up. I think that's more important to prevent the Trick Room from going up. No! Ooh, we called him, okay. Let's see if he went for the Flare Blitz into the Mimikyu. No, the Roar, okay. Feeney's going to come in, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world. Alright, so he has to go for attacking move. Thunderbolt will bring me down into berry range. And do you think the Arcanine can't go for a Roar right now? He can't go for a Roar. Alright, who does he have in the back? I'm going to bring in the Mimikyu right here to take a hit for the Snorlax so I could set up Trick Room the following turn. I don't think he's attacking into the Feeney. I don't think he's going to attack into the Feeney. I think he's going to double down into the Snorlax because he can't go for a Roar right now because it's going to be negative priority. This is definitely going into Snorlax. If it's going into Snorlax, we called that because all it's going to do is take out my disguise. You want to say that you're enjoying my stream? Thank you. I really do appreciate it, dude. Yes! We called it. Well, we didn't call the Z move. I was just trying to bring in my Mimikyu right there to absorb attacks for Snorlax. Because the Muddy Water should take out the Coco if it hits, and should take out the Arcanine if it hits, because in his position, he couldn't go for a Roar because it's negative priority. Ooh, that was so close to Muddy Water being a single... Are you serious? Are you kidding me? 1 HP. Yeah. So there's that. If Arcanine goes down right there, he's literally on 1 HP. If Arcanine goes down right there, Muddy Water single targeted against the Coco and it would take it out at that point. Okay. So Coco has to attack, it can't taunt. Alright, so again, Thunderbolt's not going to be able to take out the Feeney. Arcanine's going to take itself out. What do you think he's going to do? Arcanine's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and then he's going to go for the Thunderbolt. So I'm going to protect Feeney right now. And then I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball right here. He's not going to let me out of Trick Room. He's going to go over the Thunderbolt into the Feeney with the Coco, and then he's going to go for the Flare Blitz. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Alright. He's not a Life Orb. Extreme Speed and Thunderbolt might take me out, though. Because Extreme Speed won't put me... Because his Thunderbolt will put me in range for Berry. But Extreme Speed plus Thunderbolt might put me in range for a KO. Okay. Can't Roar me now. That's one good thing about it. I only have 2 Pokemon left. This lead with the Roar and the Taunt really is giving me a hard time right now. It's not over. Not over by any means. If I were him, I'd go for the Flare Blitz and Thunderbolt into the Snorlax. Because in my position, I can't really attack because I have to gain some form of momentum. But the Feeny also threatens his team. So he can go for the Flare Blitz, Dazzling Gleam. No, you know what? I already showed Protect on the Snorlax, or have I? I haven't. So let's go for the Protect on the Snorlax right here. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I don't think... At tournaments, what I do is I write down the moves that I've shown. Alright, Volt Switch. See what the Arcanine goes for right here. If he goes for Flare Blitz and there's Snorlax, that's good, I guess. But then I still could have Belly Drummed because the Flare Blitz isn't even going to bring me down to half health. But then he could just outspeed with the Lele in the next turn. So, in my position, I'm probably going to be able to go for a Belly Drum. Wild Charge. He called my Protect. How does he know I have Protect? I don't think I've shown it. Have I? Because then I just gone for a Belly Drum right there. Was not expecting Wild Charge on this set. It kind of makes sense because the Arcanine Coco lead, you can take advantage of the Electric Train. Muddy Water, it's going to be single targeted into the Lele. If this is bulky, it's not going to do half. If it's not bulky, it's going to do about half. It gets the accuracy drop. That's nice, isn't it? We're not in this, though. We're not in this. We're not in this at all. Because what he does right here, I mean, what is he going to do? Like, I can't take the Lele out. I really can't. With the Snorlax. It's probably a berry set as well, or just a thick spec set. So I'm just gonna Muddy Water right here, and then I don't necessarily want to go for the double Protect. So I'm just gonna go for the double attack, because he's probably just gonna go for like a Thunderbolt, a double attack into the Snorlax, considering the fact that I protected the previous turn. All these matches are pretty long. No, he's gonna bring out the Feeny, so. Ooh, I mean, he's going to bring out the Lele. He's going to bring a Drift Blim. Damn it. And Volt Switch. Now he's going to get up his... Ah, great play. So he could have very well have went for a Protect right there, and then the return into the Coco. I wasn't anticipating that play. It's not a play that I could have even considered. Because the double up into the Snorlax would probably be the best option. If he does that, then he just wins. I mean, he's not necessarily threatened by the Feeny whatsoever. Feeny had already had his Buried procced, and he could just go for a Psychic with the Lele, and then it's GG's. Alright, but that was a great play on his part. That was pretty cool, because he gets the KO into the Feeny, and then he gets to bring in his Lele, gets up Psychic Terrain, and then you get the boost with the Drift Blim. So the Drift Blim's definitely going to have Will-O-Wisp. Let's see if this return... will even KO the Lele. I can't do anything against the Drift Blim, so the game's over. I just want to see how much damage this does to the Lele. Yeah, he's gonna do Will-O-Wisp. I'm pretty sure you showed it the same time you taunt. Oh, I did. Thank you, McCracket. Thank you. So I thought I had shown it. So this is not going to do anything to the Lele. Yep, game's over. All right, well, GG's to my opponent. This is, what, our second loss out of maybe like 7 battles on stream so far. So having a fairly good day, and I'm really liking this team. I was about to say something right there. Oh, yeah, in tournaments, in like official tournaments. What is your name? McCracket? McCracket, at official tournaments. Well, number one, I write down the opponent's team, their moves, their items, things like that. You know, the common stuff that people do when they're taking notes during tournaments. What I also do is write down the Pokemon, that I bring and the moves that I had shown to my opponent. Because if we have long battles like that, of course I'm going to forget if I shown him something. Because in the case of a Snorlax, if I didn't show Protect, he might be inclined to go for the double attack into the Snorlax. Because Snorlaxes nowadays are they're like 50-50. They either have Protect, or they have high horsepower over Protect with the Belly Drum or the Curse set. So it's a 50-50 right there, and that's something that I could have potentially, a decision I could have made and gone for a Protect, but I did show it to him. So thank you. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. So Japanese opponent is going to have a really interesting team. Incineroar, Gyarados, Tapu Lele, Gastrodon, Kartana, and the Porygon Z. Huh. Porygon Z could definitely have Trick Room for the Gastrodon and Incineroar. They're both fairly slow. I do have a Kartana of my own, so don't necessarily think he would want to bring his Gastrodon. Gastrodon doesn't really do too much to my team, other than maybe soak up some Muddy Waters, but it's not single targeted, so it still hit the partner Pokemon. The hell does he want to do? I'm not used to playing against Porygon Zs. I don't think I've ever played against one. By the way, this might be the last battle. I do have to do a couple of things for work tomorrow, and I have been streaming for quite some time, for an hour and a half now, and I don't necessarily stream that long. The heck could he lead right here? I mean, I don't think he's going to lead the Porygon Z unless he wants to, like, reverse the Trick Room. Just find someone who wants to battle exchange FCs, meet them in the plaza. I don't know whether or not I want to bring the Feeny. I want to bring you in the back. I'm going to bring the Kartana. I'm going to bring the Kartana for his Porygon Z, his own Kartana for his Gastrodon. Kartana is just so good against the majority of his team, so that leads me to believe that he'll probably end up bringing his Incineroar. Incineroar is also really good, too. It gets fake out support. He can't fake out my Mimikyu, though, but I don't think he's going to lead. He's probably going to bring it in the back. With this team, I don't know what he's going to... Oh, he's going to bring it in the front. Okay. I don't know what he wants to do right here. Probably fake out my Snorlax. But then I could just get a Trick Room. I'm going to Intimidate. Okay. Gyarados has Taunt, doesn't it? Fake out Taunt. There's a part of me that wants to just put Protect on my damn Mimikyu so I can protect Taunts away on turns that my opponent can fake out. What do I do in this position? I'm going based off the fact that he has Taunt. I'm going to Protect right here. And then I'm going to Trick Room. Let's see what he wants to do right here. He could go for the double target into the Mimikyu. I'm in... He's calling me on it. Well... His Incineroar take me out because I could have went for a Z Destiny Bond and a Belly Drum. Oh my god! I could have went for a goddamn Z Destiny Bond and Belly Drum and then brought in my Persian, and then I could have went for Quatches. It's such a 50-50 call when you lead Mimikyu Snorlax. It really is. Oh man. I tell you right now, if I go for the Z Destiny Bond right there, I beat him, hands down. There is nothing he can do. The Incineroar gets taken down. Then I could bring in my Persian, and then I could start quashing. Nothing on his team can outspeed that. Oh. Oh my goodness. What did I say? What did I say? I just gotta follow my gut instinct. I really have to just do that. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna Protect right here. I don't think the Incineroar attacks into my Kartana. It's probably just double up into the Snorlax because it just protected the previous turn. I can't OHKO either of his Pokemon right here. Actually, I can go for a Substitute because I'll be able to get the Substitute up before he attacks me with either one of his Pokemon. And if he doesn't attack my Kartana, it doubles up into the Snorlax. At least I gain some form of momentum. Alright, let's see what happens here. Waterfall. Into the Snorlax, yeah. Flinch potential. Oh my goodness, doesn't even bring me down to berry range. This Flare Rest is going to take me out, isn't it? No, into the Kartana. I get a Belly Drum off. But... that doesn't mean a single thing because I'm not under Trick Room. So there's another play I could have done right there is to bring in my... I fucking flinched too. Hmm. I don't think a Bloom Doom takes out the Gyarados at because it's just gonna be neutral. I think he just does the same play again. There's really no reason for him not to do the same play again. I'm going to bring in Persian on the Snorlax slot. And I'm going to protect right here. Because he's probably just going to do the same play again. At least I can bring in my Persian, get a fake out on the Incineroar, and then go for another substitute. Because I don't think a Waterfall knocks out my substitute on my Kartana. It shouldn't. To resist it, and I have pretty good defenses on the Kartana. And if it does, it's good information to know. This shouldn't do too much. Is that a crit? That's not a crit. Is that banded? Wow, that does a lot of damage. Like a ridiculous amount of damage. Let's go for that right there. I'm going to go for the Sacred Sword, actually. Let's see if he takes out the Incineroar. Shouldn't really take out the Incineroar in his position. You should just keep both the Pokemon in right now. It's just an uphill battle. If I would have called the first turn correctly, and the first turn is so crucial, and again, that's why best of threes are just so much better than best of ones, because that'll just give you a good idea of how your opponent plays. And I could have called him on that in game 2. Waterfall into the Kartana. Okay. It's not a 2-hit KO, is it? Because what I do right now is go for the... Does the Incineroar protect, though? That's the thing. Does the Incineroar protect or withdraw? Could go into the Lele, actually. So what I'm going to do is... I have to predict. I think the Incineroar just stays in, and then he gets a free switch into the following turn. But I don't think he necessarily wants me to get a Beast Boost up, so I'm going to actually double up into the Gyarados. Okay, he just stays in, so that's a good game. I had to go for like a Hail Mary right here. And I don't even think, yeah, the Bloom Doom wasn't necessary on the Gyarados. I could have just went for a Leaf Blade. Alright, so now we know how much damage that Foul Play does to the Gyarados. It seems more damage than I did with Foul Play yesterday onto another Gyarados. So I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz into the Kartana. So, safe plays right there. Really no reason for him to switch out and for me to gain momentum, because right there, what he was going for is just a double target into the Kartana. Into the Persian. Okay. I'm bringing a Snorlax right here, and Snorlax really can't do much. If I had a fast Snorlax, I might have been able to take out the Incineroar, but then I would have to be like freaking max speed Snorlax. Which kind of wouldn't really make any sense. Kartana comes in. It's a good game. Because now I have to win the speed tie right here. Okay, so I have to call him on his substitute, break the substitute with return, which probably won't do it, and then I have to take out his Incineroar right here. No, he's not going to substitute. What am I thinking? Because what he does is he goes for the the Sacred Sword into the Kartana, and then he just goes for the Flare Blitz. Or he just goes for the Sacred Sword into the Snorlax, and then the Flare Blitz into the Kartana. Oh my goodness. Let's see how this works. Into the Kartana. No, no Snorlax, okay. It doesn't knock me out. Huh. So if we win the speed tie the following turn and knock out his Kartana, this is oddly going to be in my favor, I think. I don't know. Let's see who he has in the back, because I'm at +2 right now. Return. So this is breaking a potential Focus Sash. Could have went for a recycle, but I think breaking the Focus Sash on the Kartana is more important. It's going to be Lele. Okay. Psychic Seed. Oh, alright. I have to win Speed Tie right here against the Kartana. Kartana could also protect. I have to really call this correctly. Protect right here. I think his Kartana protects, and then his Lele Psychics into my Kartana. Let's see. Snorlax is going to protect, so his Kartana is not protecting. Do I win the Speed Tie? I win the Speed Tie? What does this Lele do? What does this Lele do? He has to Psychic into the Kartana. Oh, I could have went for a return. Oh my goodness, I could have went for the return. I had to have gone for the return right there. There's no reason to protect. There's no reason to protect, Jim. What did you protect for? What are you doing to yourself, man? Alright, so... Yep, there's no way we can win this. Unless we get, like, a crit's not even taking out the Lele. Oh, goodness. Let's see if this takes me out. It actually doesn't. It does half. Okay. Alright, so GG to my opponent. That he definitely deserves that. Although it oddly came down to a 1v1 in the end. So I guess I won the Speed Tie right there. I had to have won the Speed Tie, which I did. So if I just return into the Lele right there on the last turn, because he had to have gone with his Lele into my Kartana. That is just me not taking advantage of my opportunity there at the end. Because I was playing an uphill battle the entire time. I have to win the Speed Tie, which I did. I take out his Kartana. And he can only target down one of my Pokemon. Okay, if he targets down my Snorlax, then that's fine. We just seen that it doesn't take it out, and then I have a Kartana and a Snorlax against his Feeny, and then I win. If he takes out my Snorlax, if he takes out my Kartana, I had already won the Speed Tie. I took out his Kartana, and then I can just... it goes down, and then I would have been able to get a return off of the Feeny, the Lele. We seen that it took it down to half. Lele Psychic and returned it and take out my Snorlax, and then I do another return into the Lele, and then I take it out. I would have won that game. So, damn it. So decision making. So it's all great information. I plan on using this team in the future. Hopefully not too many people scout me. Don't tell people about my team. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream, guys. I really do appreciate that everyone had turned out. Thank you for the followers. I plan on streaming sometime this week and then next weekend as well. And I'm always up for battles. So everyone take care. And... yeah, thanks for the stream. You are very welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Take care. Peace, guys. Have a great night.